Hello, I am Ramgopal Prajapat. In this video, we will learn basics of SQL programming. We will use retail schema, the retail tables what we have created earlier. We will have, I think, 10, 12 different scenarios, and we will try to write SQL queries to to complete those scenarios. So let me uh, open MySQL database. I'm clicking on MySQL Learning 2, which is nothing but it will be connecting to Google MySQL instance, which we had created earlier. Uh, if it does not work, I think one of the challenges you might be that your IP address of the system is not updated on the Google cloud, and that is what you have set out for. That could be the one of the issue. Otherwise, hopefully everything will be sorted out. Um, so now, if you look at the right hand side, so in the retail schema, we have multiple tables what we had created earlier. So those tables are there, and we will I will just pull in those scenario lists. Okay, so we have tried out some of the scenarios in previous video. Now we will learn few more different options and clauses which are available in MySQL. What we have already learned is the select clause, from clause, group by, order by, where clause, where we filtered the observation based on one or more conditions. We have even used case when as well to create new variables. So that those different clauses and options we have already tried out. In this particular case, we want to find number of products which were sold on offer, right? So that means we already know how to create a new column, which based on whether a product is on sale or not. But what we wanted to find out is we wanted to, combine those options. So we wanted to count how many products were sold on offer. So what we have done in this particular query is, so again, the products which were or items which were sold on different orders will be in the table, which is nothing but order underscore items. Um, Now what we are using is we are using some function, and if a product was on offer, then we will be giving indicator variable one, otherwise it will be zero. Now to do one, what condition we are using, whether selling price and MRP are two different or not. If MRP is greater than selling price, um, that means selling price is lower, and hence that product was sold on offer. So that is what we have done. So using case when we have created one flag, which is we are assigning value one if that product is on offer, otherwise zero. And if we are summing it up, then of course, if it is zero, that means it will not be counted, because you know zero you can submit multiple time, it will not make a difference, and hence based on that logic we are just counting. um, and so that is what we are counting. And so let's run this query. And if you, so the the second thing is, in the first query we are saying out number of products which are on which were sold on offer. The second query is basically quantities which were sold on offer. So right, so one product maybe may have more than one quantity as well. So these are two things we have calculated as summary statistics. So hopefully it is getting things better for you. Next one is we wanted to find number of payments by um, different mode. Sorry, so different mode. So there are 3-4 different mode of payments, and we want to find out what are the number of payments made using different modes, right? So what here we are using is we are using case when, but Here we are uh, giving label based on, based on the condition, right? And there are more than one condition here. So we are using case when payment mode is 1, then we are giving label cash. When payment mode is 2, we are giving label as a card, and so on and so forth. So we are assigning multiple values based on the condition. And then again, what we are doing is we are, using count star, function to find out number of, orders for each of those condition. Then of course, since we are grouping, we have to use, group by clause. And what here we have used, since the what we are grouping is not based on the existing column of a input table, but um, based on, based on the condition. So what here I'm using is I'm giving order by one. One means my first, the expression or variables in this after select, right? So that will be used for grouping. So again, that's a useful function or useful way to, give, by what expression you want to group by. If you do that, um, so it has grouped by, based on how many, there are four, transactions or four orders which are, paid by card, uh, seven order which are paid by cash, two by Sodexo, and one by UPI. So this is again cool. The next scenario what we are interested in, find all the orders with order amount between 100 and 200. So so again, it is similar to, filter condition. So we will be using filter condition, and we will be finding out all the orders. So the so when where clause, we are using amount, and then we are using keyword between, and then we are just giving the two limits which we are interested in. So where clause we already use, but I'm just, showing you how to use and between and to apply two condition on numeric values to filter out those. So again, if you look at the output, there is only one order which has amount 106, which is between 100 and 200. Now if you want to change, let's say how many orders are between 50 and, let's say, 100, then you can do as well. It will give you all the orders between 50 and 100 value. So again, it is only one order. So you can try, multiple things. Now next one is, we wanted to find out all employees where it is starting with m keywords. So I'm using while um, expression to, apply filter condition. So I'm using like, and then I'm using m. Here it is within quote, in the string comparison it is, case sensitive, so you need to be careful. And what I'm using it, I'm using capital M, and then I'm using percentage. So what will happen is, it will, just find out all uh, all the names which has a M, and then and any other string. So it will give me all those values, all those employees which has M, and then anything. Okay. Yeah, and then there are separate options you can explore, the regular expressions in SQL. So there is other way as well, where it will find out all the, names is starting with M, using other ways to do as well. So explore those as well. Now, next one is, you want to find out all the items related to women. So that means you want to find out the name of products or name of items where woman keyword is appearing, and but it can appear in anywhere in the string. Um, uh, and to do the comparison, and it can be case sensitive. And woman might have, we use the W as a capital, or and so on, or it might be small letter full small. So what we have done is, we are using upper function. So which will what it will do is, it will convert all the input string values of name into uppercase, and then here we are anyway putting into, uppercase, so it will do the right comparison. And we are using percentage sign uh, before and percentage sign after, that means it will pick up the woman word appearing anywhere in the sentence. Okay, so if you select those items, so you will find woman appearing, and here it is capital W, woman appearing here, woman appearing here, and even if you will not notice there is here S written, here apostrophe, and then S written. So all of those matching conditions have been selected. Now next one is show list of products name along with their price for an order 10. So here here we are just giving name of different assigning different name to input columns, and then what other important things is we are joining joining two tables, which is order table and order item tables. And then the third one is we are joining item table as well, and then we are applying condition on order ID. The reason we are doing is basically we wanted to pull the product names. Now product names are available in the item table, and item tables we can join it to order underscore item, and then order underscore item can be joined with order. And since we are interested in orders and the items both together, so we have to join in this particular case three tables to get those information. And then of course we are just giving different areas name to the column, so which is good. So this is case of joining three tables and getting the data. But here it is natural join, so I have not applied explicitly any join condition. What we have defined is list of tables which are comma separated, and then we are just applying the where conditions on those, right? So what it will do, it will do the Cartesian product across all these three tables, and then it will be applying this condition on where clause, and it will giving me the final rows which are meeting all this condition. That means the id in the table A, which is the orders table, meeting the no condition on order underscore id of order underscore items table. And then from table B, I'm using item underscore ID, which is I'm linking to the ID column of table C. So, and then finally, since we are interested only item which are on particular order, which is order number 5, and order ID is on the table A, so I'm applying that condition. So this is how the I can apply the join on multiple tables and get that done. So these are the basically three products which were purchased on order number 5, and this is what item description you have. And then if you notice, I had given the different names, so it is not looking like database column name. It is looking like more user friendly names. And if you want to export, you can export, and then you can share with your customer if you are interested. So directly you can get output which can be shared with the right audience. So this is what few examples we wanted to share. And then next one is we have already given indication of how do you join, but in this particular there may be one or two more scenario we'll talk about. So we'll get cashier name when showing the count of orders by cashier. So in this particular case what we have is basically we are not joining with the input table, but we are joining with the summary table which we are creating. So in this particular case what we have is basically first we are doing group by count of orders for a cashier. So now this is you can consider a virtual table which is getting created as a subquery, and that table I'm joining with the another table to find out name of that cashier, right? So first I'm aggregating the cashier orders, and then I'm left joining to left joining, or even I can do the inner join to find the name of all those the cashiers from using employee table. So which is another useful function or useful way for you to join the tables. And right? So you have got cashier IDs, you have got number of orders, and then you got the cashier name, which is cool. The next one is get orders by store and cashier. Now what we are doing is basically um, we want to get the store detail, and we want to get cashier details, and then we want to aggregate the summaries. We get the aggregate amount and quantities, right, which is there in order tables. So since we wanted to get the name of cashier, so I need to link orders with the employees table. And also, since I wanted to get the or store name, so we need to join with the store table, right? So here again we are joining, so what we are doing is we are doing the inner join on the orders table with the employees table, and also order tables with the store table, because order table will have information about where who has processed that order and which store that order was processed. And now here we wanted to group by your store and by cashier, right? So in one store can be multiple cashier. So we are grouping by the two columns. So again, instead of writing me store and column, I'm using one and two, which is nothing but first I'm grouping by store and then by cashier. We can run. Okay, so this is this is a store. There are cashier, and there is second store, and these are cashier, and this is what total amount they have processed. These are currently being processed by those employees. So these are basically very useful, practical, simple scenarios for you to learn SQL. Next few things what we are going to do is we are going to show simple um, functions which you can use to do the mathematical operations. And the same those functions can be applied while transforming the value in the select clause, or they can also be used in filtering in where clause, where we want to filter the values. So not all, but some of those functions can be useful. So round function is, it's basically rounding into the integer. So in this particular case, it will round to nearest integer it needs to. Um, so it has rounded out to 19. And next one is, if you want to round up to particular decimal places, that also you can give, and it will be rounding appropriately. Some of the cases what you may want to find out is, you may want to rounding down or rounding up. So floor value, it will round down, it will rounding off down, and so it will give me 19 irrespective of what is the value. And then if you want to find out the selling, then it will be rounding up. Similarly, if you want to find power of something, then you can use POW functions, and it will power one value to another. In this particular case, it will be 2 power 3, so it will be 8. And similarly, you can find out the square root, and this function can be really powerful when you are using on the column of a table. And then there is a function rand, which will be generating random numbers. So every time you will run, it will give you different number between 0 and 1. You can of course change the interval, or change the scale as well. And absolute function will be giving you absolute value, so even it will suppress the negative value. So negative symbol rather. Now next, so we have just given some example of mathematical functions. Now we will show you few example of string operations. Though it is not exhaustive list, you can try out a few more. So concatenate functions, you can combine the string. So in this particular case, three different string values, new, then space, Delhi, that has been combined using concatenate function. Then you can format value of date using date underscore format. So now we'll be giving you the current date time, and then you are just printing into this particular string string pattern. Then you can extract the part of string using substring function. In this particular case, I wanted to find starting with 1, and I want to find out the 5 characters. So that is what you can do. Trim function can remove the trailing and leading spaces, and R, I think it will remove the only leading spaces. uh, we have already used upper, but it is changing the case of to any case to upper, and the lower will be doing just opposite of that. These are some of the useful functions for string manipulation, which you can practice. And if you just read reference document, if you want to find out more about the functions in SQL. So that is it for today. Thank you.